Running economy is defined as the total volume of oxygen needed to run 1 kilometre. For well-trained runners, this total tends to remain relatively stable across a range of moderate running speeds. So in other words, if you are an elite or relatively experienced recreational runner, regardless of how fast you run within that moderate range, you use more or less the same volume of oxygen to cover the same distance. Now, there are exceptions. Some runners become more or less efficient as they run faster. Biomechanics, fatigue, and neuromuscular coordination all influence this, but the general principle holds for most trained individuals. This is where confusion often arises. You see, the faster you run, the more oxygen you use per minute, but the amount you use per kilometre remains roughly constant within that range, because you are simply compressing that oxygen use into less time. Take an athlete running at a pace of 4 minutes per kilometre. Let's say he is using about 200 millilitres per kilo of oxygen to run that kilometre. If we look at his oxygen use per minute, we can calculate that he is using 50 millilitres per kilo per minute of oxygen, because it takes him 4 minutes to run that kilometre and use those 200 millilitres per kilo of oxygen. Let's say our runner increases his speed to 3 minutes per kilometre. We can assume that he still needs about 200 millilitres per kilo of oxygen to run that kilometre. If we look at his oxygen use per minute, we can calculate that he is using 67 millilitres per kilo per minute. But the key point remains. The use of oxygen per minute goes up with running speed, but the use per kilometre remains relatively constant. He is still using 200 millilitres per kilo of oxygen, just over less time.